Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Season 1 of the new revival of Frasier on Paramount+. And this particular show brings back Frasier. Years later, his father has passed away. He moves to Boston to spend time with his son and try to reconnect, and wound up being accompanied by his nephew, Niall's son, David, played by Anders Keith. And of course, Kelsey Grammer is back as Frasier. And this whole entire show, it's the Frasier show. It's called Frasier, and he's obviously the standout. It's a little different because, I watched, the whole entire series, Frasier, and that was much more of, hey, these group of characters I really like spending time with, and Frasier's, the figurehead in it. This one feels very much like you're watching this for Frasier, and Kelsey Grammer is so good, still killing it as this character. He has the intellect, he has the class, and then he acts like a man baby. And it's funny in those moments, and acts so egocentric at certain points in time, but there's also some depth here because he's processing this non-relationship he has with his son and the death of his father. I don't think Freddie, the son, is a very likable or interesting character. Jack Cutmore Scott does his best, but I feel like they're like, hey, he's really smart, but he shuns it. He's more blue collar. And he doesn't do either. They don't write this character to have either of them with a lot of depth. And, he's a weak replacement for Niles, because Niles filled that void in the original show. Or, specifically the dad. This dynamic, the intellect versus, the blue-collar kind of vibe. And it's just not as interesting as the original show. I do like Jess Salguero's Eve, who lives across the way. She was engaged to Freddie's best friend, who firefighter passed away. I really like Eve. I think she's a fun addition to this show. And there's a will they, won't they between Freddie and Eve. I don't know if there should be. I'm not sold. David, Andrew Keith's character, who's Niall's son, is so ridiculously over the top. But he is fun to watch because he's just so weird and quirky. And then you have Nicholas Lyndhurst as Alan and Tox Olagundoye Olivia, who both work at Harvard, and they have their moments, but I feel like this show is not it's a sitcom. It looks like it's sitcom. It looks like a classy sitcom because Frasier's classy. And Kelsey Grammer directed some of the episodes, but it still feels just like a sitcom. There's definitely situations that feel really dated and feel so tired tropes at this point, the two Crane boys are supposed to have dates, and one of the dates show up, but they don't say who they're there for, and they go through this whole, both of them flirting, and it's so weird and awkward, and there's this whole running gag with, Frasier's trying to get a full-time gig at Harvard, and, the dean thinks he's an alcoholic, and there's so many opportunities to just explain what's going on, but it's a sitcom, so they just keep going on with the ridiculousness. I do appreciate the heart. I do feel like there's a lot missing compared to the original series, and it's still enjoyable to watch, especially because of Kelsey Grammer. It's just not the strongest showing coming back for such a classic show. But those are my thoughts on Frasier Season 1. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.